Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages, sexualities, and more, and sinners and others, and welcome back to another film review. And today's film review is none other than Hellraiser. So, without further ado, let's not beat around the bush. Let's jump right into the story of Hellraiser. A young, unfaithful man goes off to a foreign country and returns with an artifact that he doesn't quite know the full extent of. And then he brings multiple partners back to his place, time after time. But as he does so, the box is waiting. The box always waits. And one night he decides to mess around with the box. But by doing so, he unlocks a whole other world. A world dark and dreary. A world where sinners are no longer saints. A world where punishment is coming for you. A world in which, if you're not careful, all the bad things that you have done will finally be put on trial. So our main protagonist is locked away in this dimension, and so his brother inherits the house, confused at exactly what's happened to him. His brother and his missus, who has had past dealings with his brother, discovers his brother half broken upstairs in one of the rooms. He then asks her to essentially bring people back to the house whilst her husband isn't there, just to lure them upstairs and use them to help rebuild his body, reconstruct him, so to speak. But then she discovers the box, and it finally turns out that it's time for him to pay the piper. Pinhead is coming with his legion, and there is nothing he can do to stop it. He tries to reconstruct his body in time just to escape the clutches of their jaws, but eventually, him and the house become one, and essentially, Pinhead comes knocking at his door like the Grim Reaper that he is. Pinhead lists this man's crimes and points out that it's time for him to meet his punishment. He escaped hell once, but he will not do it again. He is then dragged along with his brother and their missus, and they essentially go into this world and then try and escape. So what did I think of Hellraiser? Hellraiser, I can't lie, minus the absolute banger of a soundtrack it has. It also has some very, very great disturbing scenes and some really, really great effects, along with an incredible storyline. I really liked the concept of punishment in this film. Not just because it's sadistic and playing on all the dark natures of the mind and a lot of people's dark fantasies, but I really like it on the basis that it has a strong distinguishing between justice and morals, and also pretty much trying to point out to people you can't cheat death. I really like in this first film, yes, there's some bits that you could argue are technically rushed, but minus that, as a whole, Hellraiser definitely has a solid concept of the justice it's trying to inflict upon the character and the characters in its medium. This idea of showing that just because you may have gotten away with things doesn't necessarily mean you can do it forever. And Pinhead turning up and the box being the key to this sort of justice is perfect. Especially when you think about, in the grand scheme of things, people not realising in a lot of the Hellraiser franchise what they've just done by unlocking the box. And then for it to catch up on them on top of that by pretty much putting them in a place of insecurity and great dread as Pinhead comes in with his legion is so satisfying, and for that reason, I give Hellraiser a solid 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next horror slash film review. Goodbye for now. Stay beautiful. Stay incredible. You incredible people.